I'm just like waiting for you to fuck it up. Okay, Maggie, so now tell me what the planning is called. Welcome to the ZEN Properties podcast, a podcast about building long-term wealth and cash-flowing businesses through real estate. Dive into interviews with industry legends, content packed with actionable tips and relaxed banter. We are Mac and Maggie Daring. Please enjoy the show. Hi guys, what's up? This is Maggie and Mac from ZEN Properties Podcast. It's absolutely amazing to have you back on the show. Thank you very much for joining. Maggie love, how are you doing?
Really good, thank you. How are you guys? How's everyone doing?
I'm doing very good. I hope that all the listeners or watchers are doing good as well. So guys, for those of you that do know or do not know who we are ZEN Properties, hosting ZEN Properties Podcast, and we are small family-run developers. It's just Maggie and I and our amazing team of contractors. So where do we start? Let's start with portfolio updates, perhaps. So this is like the first episode in a while that we've recorded, just Maggie and I.
Yeah, so we did say that we're going to have a nice structure to it. So every time we're going to record the episode, we're going to tell you guys the update to where we are, you know, in our projects and in life in general.
Yeah, but it's like the update is like the goal of the update is not to show you how amazing we are. Of course we are amazing, but the goal of it is for you to learn from our fuck-ups so we do not make the same mistakes. So we'll focus on what worked so we can copy it, and what didn't work so we don't do it.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so quite punchy.
Right,
our project number one, it's Mawsley. Just a quick recap, it was a conversion from one big office into 3 resi flats. At the moment, they are all tenanted. We've managed to fetch £1,000 for one flat, 949, second one, 930 for the third one. It wasn't as easy as we thought it was going to be. We thought, you know, there is going to be 40 people waiting in a queue on the open day. It wasn't like that. Very few people turned up. We had then problems finding a tenant after a few weeks. After just having the open rent advert online, we reached out to the high street agents and they did help us out. So it looks like some people still prefer high street agents, to my surprise.
Which is shocking to me, right? Because you were advertising on Open Rents, you were advertising on Zoopla, you were advertising on Rightmove, even on fucking Facebook, everywhere. So we were everywhere online. And the pictures were done professionally by me, so they were absolutely amazing.
Exactly.
And the flats, they are great. They are on the expensive side, but you know, you get what you pay for, typically.
So lesson learned, location. Don't go for, you think, oh, it's going to be kind of a nice high-end, a lovely area. You think, oh, people do have cars.
Village setting.
Village settings. We thought, oh, it's going to be really attractive. Something that can be attractive to you might not be as attractive to the most.
Like my wife.
Of people you're trying to target. So lesson learned, aim to get a property within a really high demand area, and that is the key. A
quick comparison, like in central-ish Northampton, like let's say like close to the city, 5 minutes from the city centre in Northampton, on the open day we had 41 viewings, and after, you know, first 30 minutes I already have 5 tenants that I knew I would be happy with. And in Mawsley, it took us 2 months to rent out all the properties. It's a high-end area, village setting, expensive, and no buses, and a little bit farther away from Northampton, a little bit farther away from Kettering, like in the middle. Very lovely, but not many people live there.
Yeah, and we thought, oh, well, 15 minutes drive, it's not going to be a problem, but clearly people do prefer to be closer to all the amenities and so on. Now, lesson number 2, stay away from leaseholds.
What makes you say that?
Well, first of all, it's expensive, it's convoluted, it slows you down on everything you want to do, right? You have to ask for permission. But the major thing for us is a cost of legals and, in general, legalities around the leasehold, right? So service charge is super expensive.
Doubled in the last year.
You pay you don't have control over what you pay. You cannot really forecast it, right? Because not only you pay for your percentage of the building per square meter, you also pay for everything else, all the communal areas, including the courtyard. So if someone hits the lamp reversing their car or something, or destroys, the greenery around, whatever it is, you are going to pay for it, and it's going to be included in the next year forecast. And all the stupid things like maintenance. Well, I want to say, because no one is using the this expensive lift we've got, because it's only one level, right? And
two
we
levels,
still
ground,
need to
first and
pay
second.
some ridiculous money. And leasehold, they all go for the most expensive. They don't budget. They don't look at, oh well, let's just save up some money.
It's not how it works, really. So I think they have a nice contracts with their contractors, where the contractors, they're very expensive, but some of that money will probably go back to the freeholder. That's how I see it, because like, look at the difference in prices, what you pay to the freeholder versus to your own contractors. I know how much money shit should cost. And intercom, for example, 3 intercoms, 1 per flat. We had in our schedule to replace the intercom plate, on the ground floor at the entrance of the building, with a newer model, better, more buttons, because we've added 2 flats. It was 1 office, now it's 3 flats. So we are adding more buttons, and to replace this entire unit downstairs, plus have a free camera freaking handsets. So very good quality and high tech and lovely. I've seen them, small screen, but they are good quality. It was £900 or £850 altogether from our Polish contractor, and that was absolutely smashing. We wanted to do it. The cables were run, everything was ready. Then freeholder said, stop, you cannot do that. You have to use our own contractors. So we contacted freeholder's contractors, and they didn't replace the plate downstairs. They just added 1 more button, removed the button from the tenant that wasn't using it anymore, and added us instead. So just reshuffled numbers and cables on the back end. Installed 3 super cheap, the cheapest on the market handsets that are really, is the lowest quality fixture in our flats is the handsets that we didn't have any saying in what they provided. And it was 2,350, which is 3 times more expensive when compared to our own contractor. 3 times more expensive. So I guess some of that money must go back to the freeholder under the table. That's the
and you cannot do anything about that. They do not give you the choice. They say, well, these are our traders, and you have to use them.
Yes, same with legals, right? So what's happened to legals, Maggie, with lease split?
So the lease split, we've been told, well, sorry guys, you have to do it through our solicitors, and here are their prices. They kind of gave us the initial price of 5k. They didn't have a clue clearly. Then they've gone back to check in detail. Now it's gone. It's price
11.5k
to split, and I bet it's just a quick paperwork. Not to offend anyone, but from 5, it's gone up to 17k.
That's solicitors from the freeholder. It's almost 12k from the freeholders and around 5k from my own solicitors. So we have to pay 2 solicitors for freeholders and for us as well. So it's 17k total.
Yeah. So this is what it is, and also the timing, right? You cannot do anything overnight. They've got a huge team of their own solicitors, by the way, the leaseholder solicitors, and then they've got the other independent solicitors they do work with. And again, they are very, very high end. We don't know their quality
They're
yet.
not high end. They're shit because they are slow as crap. We are trying to make it happen since summer.
Price-wise, yeah. And we are into the 3rd month, and we are still not seeing a finishing line for the lease.
So that's
split.
17k just for lease split, and then because of it was so slow, we cannot refinance fully. So we had to arrange for a intermediary bridge, to pay our investors. And the bridge was expensive as fuck as well. So we must have dropped 10 or 15k in legals for the bridge, plus 17k for legals for the lease split, 30k just in legals to make the refinance happen. And I don't even talk about the refinance legals yet and the purchasing legals yet. That's on top of all that bullshit. So there you go, leasehold for you. And this 30k could have been our bottom line, right? So the reality is now we've lost 20k. So it's not too bad because let's face it, we have 3 beautiful flats and our own money in it, it's 20k. That's pretty much all money got out of the project, 20k left there. But it could have been...
It's not too bad, but it could have been a lot better.
It could have been profit, right?
Not for the leasehold sort of way of doing things.
Are we done with a rant?
Yes. No. The reason why we want to really highlight it is because when we were new to it and we had a choice of buying the property, do you remember? And we looked at this and you were like, oh, well, it's a leasehold.
Yeah, but look at the service charge. It's not too bad. Service charge just 1.9k
a
year.
Well, how complicated is it going to be? Like, what kind of implications? So we didn't have a clue. We kind of thought, oh, well, everything is going to be great. We're going to overcome it.
Yeah, we did have a clue. We did know that all these things are going to happen, but I would never had assumed that it will take us so many months. So the flats are tenanted for months now, and we are still, dealing with project closure and refinance. It's bullshit.
Well, we knew we will have to ask for permission because we reviewed all the documents and stuff, right?
And I'm not good at that. I'm not good at asking for permission anyone. So that's why I'm like unemployable pretty much. It's like I don't do that. I hate doing it.
Yeah. So that's a big lesson learned. So bear that in mind when you see the property and it's a leasehold. Weigh up your pros and cons.
Your prawns. Your shrimps and cons. Okay, so that was a Mawsley rant. Now let's move to a second project, guys, like the Cotswolds. Cotswolds, derelict, old, beautiful cottage, stone cottage in the middle of Cotswolds. That's a great asset. It's a beautiful asset. It's greatly located. It will be fabulous when we run it as holiday let. This is our first buy to SA purchase of an asset, and it's great. It's huge. It's 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, games room, decking, jacuzzi, massive front garden, our own private driveway. It's great, right? I wouldn't mind having that as a family home, to be honest. And now it's progressing very nicely. It's like 75% done. But now the lessons learned from there. We have like pretty much everything aligned to finish in like 2.5 months time build wise. So we are very, very good. All the new windows are being installed. Second fix is being done. Plasters are already done. Skimming is being done as we speak. The driveway is being done. Septic tank is being done. Planning permission for everything was secured months ago. So it's all good. But the lesson learned here is like we went 108k over budget, over contingency, 108k over contingency. Out of this 108k, I hope that the bank is not listening. Out of this 108k, we've already covered 38k, so we are now 70k short still. We've drawn 3 tranches from the bank out of 4 for the development that the bank is funding. So we have like 322k facility from the bank, but it was like 108k more. It was 430k total cost. So now we have 70k shortage that we need to quickly plug for our contractors to keep finishing the work before we can draw the final tranche from the bank. Bank will only pay us the last tranche of £80,500 if they see, the quantity surveyor sees, that this 80k will see us through the finishing line. They will not give us money until they see that the money that they give us, the last payout, will cover the entire development of the project. So we need to plug in the gap and we need to do it quick. So actually we've saved another 10k from the cash flow, even though it's January, which is crazy good. Because January in service accommodation is shit as fuck. And now we need 60k. Everything else is already covered.
So we're currently on the lookout for investors. So if you guys think about a good investment opportunity, feel free to give us a message and we can talk about that.
Yes, but this is like it's the case for the next 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we will no longer need it because we'll probably have found it somewhere else. So we have 2 options on the table, but the interest rate is too high. We are getting into the loan shark territory and we don't like to do it. So now let's say we are on the market for 60 or 70k loan that is secured under PG and CG, personal guarantee and corporate guarantee. We offer 14% interest and 12 months term. There is some flexibility to it. We think we would be able to pay it back faster, but the term is 12 months. If you want to give us money for less amount of time, minimal term will be 6 months, and we need 3 months notice from you, assuming that you need your funds back faster. Okay, so that's our offer. 60 or 70k at 14% with personal and corporate guarantees. Now, the lessons learned from Cotswolds is spend way more time with your building construction team on site, with quantity surveyors on site. Go line by line through everything, because like I know that there are some certain elements that you cannot really fully predict, like what's gonna the roof on the inside look like, how many tiles in a roof you need to change. You don't know until you have a scaffolding up. You don't know until you open up the roof on the inside. What is the situation inside the walls? Do you need to put more insulation? Is it damp? Do you need to change something construction-wise? You don't know until you open it up. So when you calculate all the stuff for the auction, when you buy this property, it was purchased on auction, you have to assume these things. And it's very highly likely that you will go very wrong with these assumptions. But then, we purchased this asset. We assumed that it will cost us like 200 and something K to develop. Then on the same week or month after we purchased the asset, we opened up everything, ceilings, walls, floors. We learned that everything needs to be changed pretty much fully, so we didn't see that coming. We're expecting heavy repairs but not full replacements. Structurally, one wall was collapsing, so we had to reinforce it with steel. It was expensive, then build columns from stone around it, expensive, double expensive. So we didn't see all of that coming. But after you open up the property, you know everything, okay, or almost everything.
Hence contingency.
At this point, you should be able, with your team, to line by line create statement of works that captures all of it, okay, all of it. Now, we've done it, we thought we've done it quite well, but apparently not really. We didn't spend enough time with our contractors on site, we didn't validate their quote, we just took their word for it. We skimmed through it, it looked all right, but it's 110 items on the list now, and it's a lot of items to go through and catch you are missing a freestanding tap in the ensuite bathroom, £1,000.
Yeah, the key point is don't do it from your desk, go and do it on site.
Yes, and spend as much time as you need to make it right. Yes, so things that we've missed is VAT. And then replacing of all the floors, replacement of all the floors, not repair. So that's plus 15K. Same with the roof. We have half of the new roof, and on the inside everything is reinforced. The structural reinforcement of the wall, we knew that we have to do it, but we forgot to include it in the quote. A lot of landscaping work was not in the quote, and it was actually 15K to remove the bushes, have 9 skips, and it was a lot. It was a lot. We've missed the final fix appliances and fixtures from the quote. We had a rogue plumber issue where the plumber has quoted 20K, and then we have that in JCT agreement, but then the plumber came back saying, oh, actually it will be 40K. And then, we are back on the market to look for different plumbers, and we found a plumber, a very good one, for 26K. It's still 6K over budget, but it's still over budget. And now, it leads to discussions with contractors who pays for it, you or me. It's JCT, so contractor should pay it, but now, yeah. You see where we're coming from. So that's Cotswolds. And that's it, but it's beautiful. And now, still around Cotswolds, tomorrow, because this podcast will be hosted today, we are hosting a site tour in Cotswolds where you can come over and you can see it yourself. You can touch everything. You can start to see the finishes. We will show you the design. We have designed most of the space already in Cotswolds.
But it's not finished yet, so it's kind of the end
of
part of the project, but it's not completely finalized.
No.
So you would have an opportunity to see that kind of stage. So at the moment, we've got plasters, we've got most of the gardening done, the windows are being installed today,
as we speak.
The kitchen is being installed, the bathrooms are being installed. So you can kind of see that from inside out, and then there will probably be another opportunity later after everything is completely done. Right.
So worst case, you will see it in Homes Under the Hammer, the completed stage. Best case, we might block it for a day or do another site tour before we launch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Cotswolds.
That's Cotswolds. Right. So next one is Swadlincote. It's a conversion from a mixed use.
Why are you laughing?
Because you like that.
I'm just waiting for you to fuck it up. Okay, Maggie, so now tell me what the planning is called.
Shit.
Kurwa. Hop, włączone.
9 bedrooms, 2 kitchens.
Okay, go.
Okay. So next one is Swadlincote project is a conversion from a mixed use property. It was a shop downstairs, a residential family home upstairs. We converted. We actually got a planning approved for a 9-bedroom HMO is so generous, and it's 8 bathrooms, including 7 en suites and 3 kitchens. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit, you're smashing it. I was like waiting for you to go wrong, but it's like so far so good. Like,
There are so many bedrooms,
yeah,
and the plans are so
you even said the
complicated.
planning type correct.
Oh, thank you. The project, the actual planning looks very complicated, and I just every time, because we kept changing the amount of bedrooms, haven't we?
Kind of started with like 2
Right.
HMOs, then 8 bedrooms HMO, then 9 bedrooms HMO. Actually, it started with 5 bedroom HMO and 3 residential units. So
That's
yeah,
why I'm so confused every
had, like,
time I talk about it.
we had 6 exits defined for this particular property. Everyone worked. Last exit was not even developing it. So I thought, like, since we secured the planning and like we purchased it for 150, we offered more than the asking price to secure it. It was valued on the next day at 190. So we've gained like 40k straight away just by buying it.
And we could have sold it.
We could have sold it with
profit.
40k profit minus legal, so 30k profit, 35k profit, and then we secured the fucking planning, right? So now we have planning, and now it's a magnet for investors because 9 bedroom HMO is like, not a small feat, and we've added like additional 100k, so we could have sold it for probably like close to 280, 290 before we even started development, and we would have had like, I don't know, like 120k.
Yeah. But we do have some challenges there, right? It's never boring.
No,
Which
it's never
are?
boring. So like the biggest challenge of our life. So we've submitted the plans. The plans look great. The layout looks fantastic. You feel good when you walk into property. You have a corridor, another corridors, beautiful tiles everywhere, and you have nice staircase upstairs. Everything is great. Great family bathroom shared between just 2 bedrooms. Everyone else's bedrooms they have and suites. And now the plumber comes over to give us like a final quote. Says, "Oh, Mike, where are my tanks going?" What tanks? So I need to have 3 tanks, 2 500 liters and 1 400 liters. Like, what the fuck, man? So it's like 1,500 of liters inside 3 tanks. It's like 2 hot tubs, amount of water. It's a lot of water, a lot of space. So now we are reconfiguring storage spaces, taking a little bit space from the family bathroom. We're not doing bath anymore because we wanted to have 1 bath in the property just in case, like, you have visitors with kiddos or whatever. It's like 1 bath is good to have. So we won't have that bath now, but we'll have 3 beautiful tanks. I can't wait to see those tanks in action. It's like, plant room, so boring. So that was the challenge. Another challenge is the valuation. So now we are securing the finance, the development finance, last stage of it. And the valuer came over and said, "Okay, so what do you think?" I gave him like a beautiful brochure that I've created on the spot, like before, on the same day, yesterday, before going to the site, saying, "Oh, this is comparables. This is the average price for rental from comparables. This is what they were sold for. This is what they are asking for rent. That's the demand." And I concluded that we'll be able to rent out a room for $649 a month, 9 bedrooms, and using like some calculations about yield in the area and shit, I concluded that it should be worth. Well, I think it should be worth 650k, but we've decided with our finance advisor to stretch it to 700k. So I told the guy, 700k, that's what it should be worth. Of course, I will like lean on your extensive experience, right, and shit. So he was like flattered, but he said, 700k, a nice Chinese guy. No, it's probably 650 would be like the high-ish bracket. 700k, maybe, but it will be very high, very high. So, yes, so let's see what happens. If it's 640, it still works for us. If it's 650, it's all right. 700, it's like, it's amazing. If it's 700, then it's amazing. So that's Swadlincote. Now, okay, let's try to make it punchy. Maggie, you have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to
Right.
talk about a business update for new structure of service accommodation.
Okay then.
Time start.
You're stressing me out now. Right, so we've spent, if you have seen our previous episodes, we did touch on it before because it was pain in the ass of our existence, and that is a business structure for our SA business. And basically, if you have not heard of the TOMS part of SA business, do look into it, and Saunders case and all that. But we did conclude it. We've got our final sort of takeaways from it. We've had an amazing consultation with someone who specialises, who's actually working on that, on Saunders case herself with the big team, but that's without giving too much detail into it. We got to the bottom of what our business structure should be to minimize the risk as much as possible. So on a very high level, we've got our ZEN Management, which is basically the managing agent kind of company that manages as a business. We've got this business already, and this business is basically going to be our company kind of 2, right? And then you've got your company 1 business, which is your actual property, sort of, I want to call it property owner, which is the SA business itself.
It can
right?
have rented units, it can have your own units as well.
Exactly.
It works for both.
The key element is the actual property business, the Airbnb business. What it does, it prepares the actual unit to be lettable, right? You furnish it, you make it beautiful, and you look after the upkeep of it, you maintain it, so maintenance costs, repairs costs, this is the company 1, right? And from the tax perspective, it's VAT exempt because it's not a short-let
It's
business.
residential.
It's a long-term business, which means it's exempt from VAT. That's that one. Now, the company 2, which is an actual managing agent, or for us, is the business who's basically dealing with facing all the guests. So it's face of it's dealing with the guest experience, right? So anything to do with that. So cleaning, linen, obtaining bookings, the marketing, that's his job, right? So this is the difference from the VAT perspective. The VAT is calculated on the margin, which is turnover minus rent.
Yeah, expenses.
And expenses.
Yes.
So
now you've basically described a traditional PropCo-OpCo setup.
Yes. So for us, we've got, so this is the setup that can minimize the current challenges with what HMRC is challenging with Saunders' case. So if you know anyone, or you yourself and your business rents out and does the customer facing element and the actual property Airbnb element all within one limited company, you're screwed. You don't do it because it's too much of a risk, okay? And if your accountant tells you so, that it's okay, no, it's not okay. It's 100% not okay. So I would shit my pants, and I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if
the smell from your pants.
It was me, because of what's happening. It's because of what is basically happening with HMRC. It's it's on the radar at the moment, right? So we'll look into the Saunders case and do your research. So anyway,
why does it work for us? Because if it was a normal management agreement between the PropCo and OpCo, between the ZEN Management and ZEN Lettings, for example, then the profit is still VATable. And with high-end serviced accommodation, where you pay VAT on profit, and it completely evaporates your margins, because it works for contractors market where you have longer bookings, they are not subject to full VAT. You can go direct with contractors that are staying over for longer. You have corporate guests all the time that are staying for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, returning guests. So less OTA fees for Airbnb and Booking.com. So you just pay Stripe, and then you have reduced VAT rates. So that works, but it doesn't work for high-end service accommodation like us, because we have only weekends, right? And 2 nights, 3 nights bookings. I think the average is 2.9 days stays. So what do we do to stay residential on the ZEN Lettings side?
What do you mean?
ASTs?
Oh yeah, so the contracts are quite the key, right? Because it all has to be commercially justifiable, and the contracts have to be quite robust. So you really need to think about that and sign all the AST contracts between the between your Airbnb company and between your other company that is managing.
That's the key, isn't it?
That is the absolute key.
So it's a PropCo-OpCo with an AST twist.
Correct.
Yes.
And however, for us, we are going to be using that management company also for the external client. That it gives you this additional cushion, almost like it's because it's all commercially justifiable. We are going to be using our processes and everything we've got in place to serve external clients. So it's a genuine reason for a business to run this way, and it's actually quite common within other businesses that utilize the capabilities of that business, and by going outside, you're protecting yourself even more. Right?
Speaking of going outside. So we have big news for you guys. So we've decided to launch ZEN Management for external clients. So we are starting with service accommodation management for others using our legendary and proven ZEN techniques, systems and iterations that we are working very hard to create over the past 3 years. So we are ready to start taking on new projects for our customers. And now, where is the differentiator between ZEN Management, our management, and a typical management? Typical management takes your property, they don't give a shit, they have tons of properties to manage. They will just clean it to substandard levels, charge you from your turnover, no incentive for direct bookings, and it runs. But then, these companies, they always take the first cut, and then sometimes you will have no profit or have a negative profit, which is quite bad. So these properties, like your property, you might not be an SA expert, but you might be an SA investor, and you might really require and benefit from an insight of nerds about SA, like Maggie and I. We've done it tons, so we have experience with contractors market, we have experience with holidays let, and moving forward, we'll only be taking holiday lets. If you have a contractor's property, we will give you your property to our friends, to Hinkley Homes. But if you are on the market for management company for holiday lets, especially high-end holiday lets, then we probably will be the best on the market for you to manage it, judging from our own portfolio, where our occupancy levels are skyrocketing and our margins are way higher than average on the market. They are way over 30%. And it's working for both rented and owned units. So if you have a rented unit, owned unit, doesn't matter. I personally will go to every single site initially to see if we can secure a quick win, add a hot tub, add a sauna, add arcade machine, a little bit tweak the design. So we have our very, very carefully crafted ZEN design. It's iteration number, 12 at this point. I call it like ZEN Design 3.0. We are main designers in that, and we are constantly changing the furniture quality and wallpapers and murals and types of paint to something that really works from the practical perspective, and catches an eye.
And something that suits the actual property, right?
Exactly.
You cannot just go bland.
Yes, but the reality is I come over, and when I see a space for a hot tub, space for a gazebo, I know exactly how much it's going to cost, what to buy, where to buy it, how to source it, how to deploy it. It's easy for me because we've done it so many times now.
Yeah, and you know how it's going to translate into the actual pricing.
Yes, so I know how to adjust the prices. So we are using dynamic pricing tools. We know how these luxurious amenities change your prices. So you should expect higher profits. And also our pricing will not be more expensive than average on the market. It will be pretty much the same. Plus you have extra services on top that I've just discussed. And now if you are an owner of the property, we can go an extra mile. So pretty much we've done it for all our landlords where we are renting properties from them in the past. But we can use our expertise to optimize your property. And by optimize, I mean redevelop your property, change the layout, add bedrooms, add bathrooms, do a full renovation, even back to brick renovation, new plumbing, new electric, convert the garage to games room, do a driveway, change gutters, change roof, whatever is required. We can take a shithole and convert it to, assuming that the area is good, we can convert it to high-end service accommodation where your margins, your profits will be way higher than what you currently have, and we also profit from it as well, right? So you just pay for the renovation. We do everything from planning, permissions, from design, from architectural plans, to execution, to quantity surveying, to working with our contractors, with plumbers, with electricians. We arrange everything so we don't have to lift a finger. You just give us a green light and your hard-earned money in order to increase the GDV of your property. So you can give us a lump sum of money that we tell you to give us to make your property up. Then we manage your property, you get your money back, and in the meantime, you can remortgage your property, and we will add so much value to your asset that you will get all your money, invested money back, and you will benefit from having more money every single month. So it's absolutely worth doing, and we've done it 12 times now for others. So we know what to do, okay? We know what to do. We have a team that we work with on 16 projects now, and they are my magical Romanians. So you will see their work on our site tours. Yeah. Okay, so that brings us to a few New Year's resolutions.
It feels like the other bit was an actual podcast. So just going into the actual topic of this podcast.
Well, it's just like, a catchy hook.
Yeah, but
in
a
the
lot
title.
of lessons learned there. I hope you find it useful, what we've just described, a lot of detail there. And I really do hope that, someone benefits from it.
I ran out of cups, so I'm drinking off the mug.
It's actually a jug.
Yeah.
But yes, screw New Year's resolution. It's all about a sustainable plan, right?
100%.
And it's all about not like procrastination or like just doing things as a one-off or just a January thing. For us, it's very much your lifestyle. But in order to do that and in order for that to be sustainable and doable, you really have to think that through, right?
This episode is brought to you by ZEN Properties, where we turn stress into success and bricks into passive income. We develop, convert and add serious value to property projects across the UK, from HMOs to serviced accommodation. If you're a private investor looking for a solid return, we offer 11 to 15% annual interest, fully assets backed and with all legal costs on us. And if your business wants to get in front of a fast-growing property audience, you can sponsor an episode just like this one. Find us on zenproperties.uk.
I think like deep down, when you make a decision on 1st of January, I'm going to get lean or I'm going to exercise 5 days a week or stick to like any crazy routine. Deep down in your brain, you already know if you're going to stick to it or not. Because like all these changes, you cannot just like change as a human being like overnight because it's 1st of January. You will sustain it for a month, maybe for a week, maybe for a month, and then you will come back to your old habits. So it's all about the small lifestyle changes and not...
Yeah, because I feel like people fool themselves and they want to become this other version of themselves.
Yes.
And they almost like forcing themselves. Sometimes they were like, oh, if I pay for this annual gym membership and I spend shitloads of money for it and it's going to be paid in advance, I will be doing it. No, you won't. You will do it for a month and then you will make yourself do it to make you feel better, and then you will stop doing it.
Yes.
So it's all about finding things that work for you and that are doable and not too much of a pain. So at least you managed to start doing it, and once you start, you then carry on.
Yes, and after several weeks it becomes a habit. So guys, like instead of just like talking about, we'll give you a few examples of what we have done personally and what works for us and our business. It's fuckloads of work to plan it and to do it properly. But guys, like forget about like the productivity gurus, the Pomodoro techniques. It's not where you start. You start with a plan, with a business plan, with a goal in mind, and then you put it into smaller chunks of actions and go towards that goal. Not starting with like magical techniques. It's not how it works. So first resolution that most people make and never do is I will get in shape. So Maggie has already mentioned the gym memberships and stuff. There is also like a dry January, like pretty much all our friends here, they do dry Januaries. I can't give a shit about dry January because I will not have an alcohol in January. Yay, fabulous. But then I will get shit-faced like, 5 times a month in February, March and April and just being like on beer for dinner here, dinner there. It's not how you build a sustainable lifestyle. So we have a simple rule, a very simple rule. We can get shit-faced, we can have alcohol, but never more than once a week and no exceptions. Holidays, not holidays, doesn't matter. If I have a beer on Saturday, I cannot have it on Sunday. It resets every Monday, okay? Once a week, tops. Same with sweets, once a week, tops. If you're a sweet tooth like me, I cannot have any flexibility there. It's just like if I had a piece of chocolate on Monday, I cannot have another piece of chocolate until the following Monday. That's as simple as that. And I'm going to stick to it. I know I'm going to stick to it.
It works for us.
Yes.
So far, right?
But still, it's like, you still have that chocolate. You still have that pint. I love beer. I love chocolate. So I will have it, but once a week and not too much. Okay. So that's the rule. Another rule is like our walks in the morning.
Yeah. So we kind of looked through our whole day and we were like, okay, when can we stick things in? So then we know that every single day we won't feel guilty about it. It will be easy to fit that in. We do go for a walk in the morning every day. after the school drop-off, before the babysitter comes. So Mac would sacrifice half an hour of his office time, and then we would go for a walk with the little one, come back. You know, you already had some exercise,
Yes.
so that's one thing.
But it's even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes, it's a walk every single day. It compounds. Then we have our strength routine, right? So every time we work from home, which is 95% of the time, we do strength training here in this office. So we put a Peloton on that screen behind us, right? So we have a Peloton app for like $12.99 a month. I've tested them all. Apple Fitness, Pelotons, like all this shit. I've tested them all. Peloton is hands down the best. It's not the cheapest, but it is the best, and it's still cheap as shit when you compare it to gym membership, especially that both of us are using the same single app. It costs you nothing. And then I'm a little bit of introvert, especially when it comes to gyms. I hate going to the gym. I hate exercise and smell other people.
Chit-chat.
Yes, I hate like wasting time on chit chat and shit. So here I put a Peloton in when I'm listening to an intro from my favorite instructor.
Well, and it is time efficient, right? You don't have to drive somewhere. You
Taking
don't
my
have to put your
socks
shoes
off
on
and starting
and all
on.
that stuff.
Yeah.
So we do manage to spend 40 minutes a day for a workout, and we actually do manage to do it every single day. So
Yes.
Monday till Friday, midweek, we manage to fit that in, and we know exactly what time of the day it's going to be. We've created for each person, we've got a schedule that is very detailed, and we follow it.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to adhere to.
But the key is every day, it's same time, same routine, and as long as it works for you, it works for us. And we know that we will be able to do it, and that's an amazing
with
thing.
anything,
it's not a
like-
struggle. It's not a fight.
No.
Everyone knows, like, you know, I don't have to talk to you, and I don't have to ask you, can I do it?
Fuck yes, I don't
You
have to
look
talk
at
to
me
you.
and like, okay, I'm out. It's your turn now. So everyone knows what's next. There is no room
First things
for
first.
glitches or confusion, and it's such a blessing. Right?
And remember, like the work is just work. There is no work and enjoying your money and wealth if you're unhealthy fat
Yeah.
cunt. Okay?
So Mark actually, he makes me sacrifice my work time to do the workout.
yeah, but
And
look
I
at the
feel-
power levels. Like,
And I
yeah.
kind of felt awful to begin with, because I was like, well, I'm going to have less time to work. I don't have a lot of it anyway, but actually you do make yourself more efficient at work.
The work compresses to your available time. That's the reality.
Yeah.
If you have 10 hours, you will do it in 10. If you have 1 hour, you will do the same in 1. Okay, another resolution of the year. I will reduce expensive debt. It's easier said than done, because like it's very simple to ask your friends for money and use that money to get money from the bank, from like a bridging loan provider, to purchase an asset and to develop that asset, and then to plug in the gaps from your cash flow if you have a cash flow. But then you're having more and more debt to pay, and then this debt repayment, it takes you time, and it's bigger than people think it is. It's not just about the annual interest. No, it's not. So annual interest from the bridging lender provider might be 12%, and it sounds fantastic. But then you have to pay for the fucking like admin fees of 500, then admin for your broker, but then for a bridging loan provider 995. Upfront, not too bad, right? Then you have to pay for legals, for your solicitor, for lender's solicitor, for ILA advice. That's before you even get the money. Then you get the money, and then you pay 12% over 12 months term. If it's a good term, typically it will be like 12 to 14%. So it's not too bad. It's like private investors territory. And then at the end you pay 2% completion fee. Sometimes you pay 0.5% exit fee, and that compounds. It's a lot of money. And then of course you will pay legals again to remortgage, and again you remortgage, you have ILA, your solicitor, bank solicitor, you pay for all of it, and then you finish your projects. But the cost of the legals and finance is absolutely fucking killing your bottom line so much. That now, if I was doing it again, we were growing too fast. So like we've launched 7 Airbnbs last year. We've started 2 developments last year. It's a lot of work, a lot of money, a lot of debt. Now we are finishing all of this, finishing the pipeline, but we are in such a dire situation cash flow wise that everything that we earn, and we earn a lot, we have to put aside to serve the debt, all of it. So we don't see anything. We are just taking out of the business 4.5K a month now to survive, to pay the mortgage, to put food on the table, and then we have no money for anything else. So if you go out to a restaurant once a month, and yay, last week we went to Wagamama, but we planned the fucking journey up front, so we know exactly what to order and how much it's gonna cost us, so we don't, do stupid things while it's in a restaurant, because we cannot afford it. We have debt to pay. Yes, we have assets, yes, we have net worth, but we don't have cash flow. So don't be in that situation. And that brings us to another very good goal when you have a lot of wealth and you have good business, but you don't have cash flow. That creates a problem with your time. Now, you don't have money to pay other people to do your shit because all your business money goes towards serving debt. So shall we talk through the outsourcing stuff, like another year resolution?
Yeah, exactly. So to your point, we've got deep end into the project. A lot of them, complicated projects, a lot of things to learn, and obviously then you've got your admin bits and all the boring stuff. So another solution that we really have to focus on is to outsource all lower value tasks to the virtual assistant. Right, and we know, it's given, right? We know we have to do it.
Yeah, of course.
We know it's mega obvious, right? It's mega obvious to outsource, all the value tasks. Things like bookkeeping, paying invoices, guest comms, finding and screening tenants, photography. There's shitloads of things.
Creating listings, answering phones, sifting through emails.
Yeah, everything that sort of you think, it's sort of less important, but it takes so much of your time.
Financial reporting.
Exactly. A lot
Staging,
of admin.
furnishing properties.
There you
Planning
go.
the design.
So we know we have to outsource it, but catch-22 is you need money to outsource shit in order to make money, right? So what if you don't have any spare money? What do you do? So
I know
really
exactly
need
what
to
you do when you
hang
don't
back,
have
'cause
spare
this is
money.
where we are at the moment.
Yeah, so when you have fuckloads of tasks to do and you don't have money to outsource it, you honestly do not have money. I would need to take a loan to outsource tasks now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting to that point where I will be able to outsource it, but currently it's all on us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So we sort of need to carry on, plan funding it, and then obviously have a plan which we already implemented. We're going to use Josh Keegan, who is sort of helping our businesses to streamline and get the most out of the automations, and having all these solutions in place, and then outsourcing it to the VA, or having the a nice team in place as well, and distribute all the tasks across the team. Then it gives you this amazing then you're going to be in a position that is offloaded of you. You've got all the free time.
But also, it's like Josh
things.
Keegan will not do everything for you. It will cost us fuckloads of time and preparation in order to make this project a success.
Exactly,
And how do we prepare for that? I will show you in a second a few spreadsheets, like very, very quickly, very quickly.
Yeah.
You will see the complexity of what we are dealing with in the backend in spreadsheets. Yes, we have all the financial reports and financial clarity. We know everything. What's happening right now, what was happening last month, what will happen 6 months from now. But it's a lot of manual work, space for human error, a lot of spreadsheets. Like you will see it. It's like it's so heavily scripted. Like without ChatGPT or Grok, I wouldn't be able to script that shit myself. Even it's like so complicated and complex and amazing.
And it's not something that it comes to your mind overnight. You have to talk about this several times. You need to think about this, sleep on it, and then some things they mature over months. But the key is you really need to digest it, and then just brainstorm it, and then having a plan, know what you need to do and know what you don't know as well, and then get an advisor.
About the digesting, it's like I need to shit a lot because like I I think best on the toilet, right? So that's or driving. But toilet is probably like the deep thinking thingy for me. I shit and I think, and then I have more clarity after I'm done. And this doing it takes me like good 30 minutes. So Maggie is like not too happy, especially when we go somewhere where we have a single toilet to share. That becomes a major problem.
On one level, right?
Yeah. So that's a problem. So maybe driving is a better place for deep thinking. But the resolution here is I will get clarity of my business finance. But the reality is like most people, they have no fucking clue about their business finance. They have a report from their accountant. Accountant is not an entrepreneur. Accountant is not a tax advisor. Accountant is an accountant.
No.
Accountant can tell you how to get money from your business in the most tax efficient way. It can tell you like how can you log your mileage and what can you use to fucking like, you know, use as an expense to your business. But they will not give you a good insight into structuring your company. They have no clue what you do, how you do it, what is the best working structure for you. They have no clue. So you will see the report, the account year-end report, and you still have no fucking clue. So you read it through it, it means nothing to you. It's just data. It's not no information. So that is why we've decided to join forces with Josh Keegan. I've got this information, but it's a lot of work for me. Josh Keegan, Ultimate FD. It's not like, you know, the cheapest in the market, but if you wanted to do it yourself, it will take you way longer. And there is no point in reinventing the wheel. If you can afford someone a little bit, you know, more buttoned up and expensive, like Mr. Keegan, it's probably a great use of your time and money to do so. You don't have to, but it's faster, better, and you are doing exactly what, you know, best people in the market do when it comes to running their businesses, using bank accounts and accountancy software that gives you all the reporting in the world. You have every day done reconciliation of everything.
Yeah.
You have access to all the reports daily, live. And that's great.
Yeah, the idea is to be proactive, not reactive. So your
100%.
accountants are reactive, right? Because they look at last year, tax year, which is like ages ago, right? So you need to have things live. You need to have bookkeeping done live every day. You need to have a team.
So what does
in
this live
place.
give you? So if you reconcile everything, if you have correct categories, what do you have?
Right, so we're going to stay on top of the A&L, right? So all
Yeah.
the finances, we need to know our assets and liabilities. You need to know exactly where you stand, where you have to, you know, what you have and what you owe, right? So you need to know all the timeline as well. And that's, everything can be done in bookkeeping, like things like Xero, QuickBooks. So you do need someone who really know that next level, right?
Yes, and that was resolution number 4. I will stay on top of my A and L, assets and liabilities. So assets and liabilities, finances today, understanding your situation today, okay, your performance of the business. Now, resolution number 5, I will stay on top of P&L. P&L, it's like everyone is talking about P&L, but the reality is almost no one understands P&L, okay, including us, like, you know, several months ago, we were not thinking about P&L. People are thinking about top lines, how to increase sales, how to sell more, how to have more money going into bank account, but it really doesn't matter at all. What matters is how much money you retain. Bottom line is what matters, not the fucking top line. So maybe sell less, be more expensive, and retain more. How about that? Make your business more lean. How about that? It will probably work better, but pay P&L. If you don't have it in Xero or QuickBooks or whatever, I want to show you quickly what it looks like. So P&L, past performance. Past performance, I will show you 2 quick documents, 2 very quick documents. You should see my magical screen now. So that's a document, ZEN cash flow. No, actually, let's not. This is for the next point. So this is the first one. That's our AST tracker for property management of our properties, where the biggest pain in my fucking life is that all the payouts from Airbnb, Booking.com, Stripe, they are aggregated. So we have 2 clients under management now. One is me and Maggie, that's ZEN Lettings, and another one is Maggie, me, and Ivan, it's ZEN Clay Living. We have two clients, and ZEN Management collects money from all those clients, 2, 3, 5, doesn't matter. It scales easily. But now this is the problem. Like, look, I've got 5 different sources of money for 2 different clients for like 15 different properties, and I need to distribute it between those clients. But I get £10,000 payout from Airbnb, and I don't know if it's 2 of my properties, 1 of, you know, JV property, if it's only JV properties, is it only my properties? You don't know. So you have to be extremely smart with how you create this information from what you have from CSV. So what we do here and what we will be able to do in Xero, exactly the same thing, and 100% automatically with some reconciliation from offshore resource that is way cheaper than me, is we get the bank statement, that this is CSV imported into Google Sheets. Then I have multiple Airbnb accounts for from different hosts. I import all the information here. This is information as it gets exported from Airbnb and Booking.com information here. I have Stripe data here. Then I'm filtering some columns from my bank statements, filtering rows from my bank statement. I'm combining all Airbnb data. Now I start to filter Airbnb data, and that's where the magic starts to happen. Like, look what I'm doing. I know what the payout was. So for example, I had a payout of £1,390, and I automatically assigned it to 2 transactions that are summing up to £1,390. And I know that one was for Gloucester, one was for Oxford. Actually, Gloucester is me and Maggie, Oxford is me, Maggie, Ethan. So automatically, I need to assign these 2 transactions to 2 different clients. I'm filtering it more, making it more lean, making it more beautiful from all Airbnb, Booking.com and Stripe. And I'm getting a combined list where automatically everything is assigned to a client. Everything automatically. Hammersmith, ZEN Lettings. Gloucester, ZEN Lettings. Oxford, ZEN Clay Living. Matched with ZEN Management Wise, yes or no. If it's matched, then it means that this transaction landed to my bank account and it's allocated to this month. There is no room for error, because if I look at the final summary, I know that we had payouts, real money. Payout is a turnover, what guests paid, minus host fees, what you pay to Airbnb and Booking.com. They retain these management fees and send you over the remaining stuff. We had £71,000. Out of it, 20k was like payout, was ZEN Lettings cut, 50k was ZEN Clay Living cut. It's a little bit sanitized here, but like if I have this figure being identical as this figure, it means that we are 100% accurate, okay? And now just look at the complexity of some stuff here. You don't want to deal with that. Believe me, you don't want to deal with that. When I look at the combined stuff and you look at the scripts that we need to write in order to like combine stuff and sift through stuff, it's just like, pure craziness. You really don't want to do it. So that's one tracker. Another tracker is revenue tracker. So this is our day-to-day view on our accounts. So I know exactly where our SA portfolio stands at. So look, I'm just like importing data from my channel manager, and it automatically puts it through every single property that we manage. Like this is also sanitized a little bit, but let's say like, I don't know, Wakefield, I've got a part in the script where I say to only filter regx match the staff from my seat data spreadsheet, and I only want to see accepted bookings, and I want to only see bookings that have leads in its name. And I only have 1 property with leads. I will be updating it a little bit with property codes. So once we scale, no 2 properties will have the same property code. So it will be truly indestructible. And now you can see I have a current month. It speeds down all the information that I could use for reporting. I am using it for reporting, for decision making. I have some KPIs about how many booked nights, what is the occupancy, changeovers and blah, 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 blah. So this is a little bit automated, a little bit manual. It's pain in the ass. It's a lot of work to do. Mm-hmm. And that is what I wanted to show you, what you don't want to do and what you want to export to zero. Okay, that's what you want to ideally do.
I think there will be still an element of manual work, but as long as it's like 5 minutes, right?
As long as you're not doing it.
And you don't do it, someone else does it. I wonder what others do, right? They probably don't have that kind of automation.
No.
Because that's kind of rare skill.
Yes.
So I kind of expect this for a VA to do, right? They probably outsource it too, but I would love to know what others do.
Absolutely must be outsourced. And now like this is like the forecast. That's the third part. You need to be on top of the forecast. So this is like our sheet for just one company, just for ZEN Lettings. But you can see that we account for like all the incomings into bank account. This is like a real stuff from the bank statement. And we have all the outgoings, and we have all the savings, like to groups like voids and maintenance, savings, tax and accounts, stuff like this. And I know the account balance, and it needs to check every single month. This is like up to a penny. So I know exactly how much we spend on tools and subs. We assumed in December we should spend 150, but we spent 493. Why did I spend 350 more? What was it? So I know what it was, but you have to know this information in order to streamline your operations. But you don't want to be doing it my way. It's like it takes me a lot of time to have the same spreadsheet done, first create it and then maintain it for ZEN Lettings, ZEN Management, ZEN Propco, ZEN Holding One, ZEN Equity, personal bank account, and I do the same for JVs. Like you see it, right? It works. It's up to a penny. It gives me great information, but it's fucking pain in the ass. Right? Okay, so that was forecast. Number 7, 7th resolution of the year.
Yeah, so number 7 is that we are going to aim to systemize, iterate and optimize our business systems, right? So obviously 99% of people 99 of people do the same things every single day, and then they don't really learn from a repetition. And what we are trying to do is to do one thing just once, and then document the process, try to automate it, use AI solutions, not to reply to same questions every time manually, and just try to just hit the button. There you go. Hit the button, and just, for example, when we do the comms and reply to, can I check in early today, right? It's just one press of a button, for example.
So just to give you
things like that.
Just to give you a few examples. So what Maggie said, like guest communication, we are using AI built into Hospitable. When you respond to a message once, it catches it. So then next time when you want to respond to the same message, similar type of message, you just hit respond with AI, and it gives you the information based on what you've typed in the past. So you type just once, smart tools. But then you also have, how do you pay invoices? So I get invoices from my cleaner. I need to have an invoice put per client, per property. I need to have property codes, client codes. Everything needs to be neat in order for Xero to be able to catch it and automatically assign it to categories that we then use to report on stuff.
We are in the process of implementing it. There are some plugins that are going to be doing it for us.
Yes.
But we know we have to do it because it's pain in the ass.
But the first time we do it, we don't just do it. I do it, I test it, and straight away I'm writing it down in our magical spreadsheet called ZEN Systems. So then when we have VAs, PAs, EAs, whatever you use, it's there. So you just show them the steps, the exact system, and they follow it. So you, as a person, run a system, but the system runs your company. That's a very important thing to have on your mind. So we do only things once, and then we iterate and optimize. You will not create stuff perfectly on day one. It takes iteration. The more experience you get, the more you run this business, the more streamlined your systems are going to become. Your tools, your systems. But you have to start somewhere. So instead of doing something twice, do it just once. Now, we talked about outsourcing stuff to virtual assistants. And now the last one. And the last one is like resolution number 9. I will complete more projects and retain more assets this year. Yes, sure, but instead of just talking about it, do it. So what we do, we talk about it a lot first, and then we just go into the market and do it. So we've done it multiple times now. So like with Mawsley, for example, it was like, we want to do commercial conversion. Okay, let's do commercial conversion. Is it going to be the best on the market? Probably not. You can do better. So we've done fuck-ups, we've done leasehold, never do it again. It took us like 18 months, still ongoing, before the refinance, so we don't want to do it again, but we've done it. Now we understand how commercial conversion works. We wanted to do HMO, so instead of doing HMO conversion to like 6 bedrooms, we've done like 9 bedrooms straight away, sui generis, which is crazy. So we attend HMO events and they say, first do 3 to 4 bedroom conversion, maybe do like a fucking wall in the middle of that living room, and this way you'll create more bedrooms. No, instead of doing that, we went straight for 9 bedroom, okay? So you don't have to go that crazy. Start small, but do it. Analysis paralysis is what stops people from doing stuff. I have tons of friends that keep asking me questions about what would you do if you were me? And I say straight away, buy this, do this, save up that much money, use the bank or use an investor if you have access to them, and just do it. And they keep on sending me deals after deals after deals. Oh, can you help me with the numbers? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? I know exactly that they will never fucking do it. So that's the reality. Don't be one of these people and just do it, right? So that's the resolution number 9. And I think that's everything from our list for today.
I think so, yeah.
You think so? Mm-hmm. Okay, shall we add some more? We wanted to have this podcast to be like 45 minutes today, but geez.
It's a long one.
That's what she said. Okay, and having said so, guys, thank you very much for tuning in again. You can listen to our podcasts everywhere on every platform. So even if you're in the car and you have no access to video, or you shouldn't be watching video while driving, you can listen to us everywhere as well. If you enjoyed it, tell your friends about it. It's super helpful if we have more listeners online. And hit the like button, comment, and come to the site too.
Thanks for listening.
Love you all.
Bye.
Ciao.